Hi, and welcome to First Time Mums Chat. I'm Helen Thompson, a baby massage instructor and early childhood educator. And each week on this podcast, I help mums like you feel more confident and calm as you navigate the early months of motherhood. If your baby is starting to pull themselves up, cruise along the furniture, or bounce to the beat of your favourite song, then this episode is for you. We're diving into that magical and sometimes nerve-wracking stage when your baby begins building balance and body confidence. You'll hear one of my favourite stories from my nannying days, where a little one turned her sofa into a pretend swimming pool, all with the help of rhythm, song, and a sparkle of imagination. Ever wondered how music and movement work together to support your baby's development? Or how to help your little one feel more confident standing without rushing them? I'll be sharing gentle ways to support this exciting stage while keeping it playful, musical, and deeply connected. Let's get into it. Welcome new mums and mums-to-be. Parenting can feel overwhelming, especially in today's fast-paced world where support may feel out of reach. I'm Helen Thompson, childcare educator and baby massage instructor, and I created First Time Mums Chat to be your companion through this incredible journey. Since 2021, I've been here to share practical, holistic insights designed to make those first months, especially from 4 weeks to 10 months, just a bit easier. Through this podcast, I help you feel more connected to your baby while easing ups and downs of early motherhood. Join me and a lineup of amazing experts as we tackle your biggest questions, share real stories and other advice to help you step confidently into motherhood. Motherhood can be challenging, but you don't have to do it alone. Let's dive in and embrace this journey together. Before we begin, please remember that this podcast is for informational purposes only, and it is not a substitute for medical advice. If you have any concerns about your or your baby's health, please consult a qualified medical professional. I'm so glad you're here with me for episode 3 of our Move, Play, Grow series. Have you noticed your baby trying to pull themselves up or cruise along the furniture and wondered how to support them without rushing things? As a mum, it can feel both exciting and a little overwhelming when your baby suddenly starts becoming more mobile. You want to help, but you're not always sure what they need or how to encourage them in a way that feels gentle and reassuring. If you haven't had a chance to listen to the first couple of episodes in this series, I definitely recommend checking them out. They're packed with tips and insights to help you support your baby's development through tummy time, crawling, and those early wiggles, each one building on the next to guide you through this beautiful stage. Now your baby's becoming more adventurous. Maybe they're pulling up on the coffee table with a cheeky grin. Maybe they're bouncing in your lap every time the music starts. Or maybe they're beginning to take those first sideways steps as they cruise along the edge of the couch. These little bursts of movements might feel wobbly at first, but they're big signs that your baby is building balance, strength, and confidence. This is such an exciting stage, not just for your little one, but for you too. It's a time filled with wonder, a few tumbles, and plenty of "did you see that?" moments. The best part, you can be right there beside them, offering support in a playful, musical ways that feel joyful and natural to both of you. So if your little one is pulling up on the furniture, cruising along the room, or just lighting up every time they hear music, this one is for you. Let's explore how rhythm and movement can help build not just balance, but beautiful connection too. I've seen this stage unfold in so many different ways through my work as a nanny and baby massage instructor, and every baby approaches it a little differently. One story that always brings a smile to my face is about a little one who just started pulling herself up, and how a simple song turned our living room into a playful, rhythmic adventure. In my work as a nanny, I've watched so many babies reach that magical stage where they begin pulling themselves up, and it never gets old. Around the 9 months mark, though, of course, every baby moves at their own pace. It's common to see little ones grabbing the edge of a sofa, holding onto a low table, or even reaching for your hands as they try to lift themselves into standing. There's so much going on in these moments. Curiosity, determination, a little wobble, and often a very proud grin. One little girl I cared for really stands out in my memory. She had just started showing interest in standing and was constantly reaching for the edge of the couch. She'd brace her tiny hands against the cushion, shift her weight and push upwards with great determination. Sometimes she'd manage to stand for a few seconds before plopping back down with a surprised giggle. Other times, she'd barely get off the ground before deciding to sit and think it through again. Rather than rush her, I gently encouraged her by joining in with her rhythm, both physically and musically. We turned the whole experience into a playful, imaginative game. I began singing one of my favourite little songs from my early childhood work, bobbing up and down in the swimming pool. Now it's time to climb out. Hands, knees and feet. She loved it instantly. We turned the lounge room into our very own pretend swimming pool. The edge of the sofa became the side of the pool, and she was the little swimmer trying to climb out. I sat nearby and sang softly, keeping the beat with gentle claps or tapping on the floor, swaying in time with her movements. As she held onto the edge, I helped her feel the rhythm, tapping her hands lightly, giving her a gentle bounce as she found her balance. It wasn't forced, just a playful and responsive to what she was already trying to do. What was so beautiful was how the music gave her confidence. The rhythm seemed to help her organize her body. She'd sway, bounce a little, shift her weight, and before long she started pulling herself up with more ease and excitement. There was a sparkle in her eyes every time she stood and looked around as if to say, "I'm really doing it." Then came the moment I'll never forget. She let go. At first it was just a second or two, but then she did it again, and then she stood there for a full minute before slowly lowering herself down. A few tries later, she began inching sideways along the sofa without holding on the whole time. I moved a little distance away, opened my arms and softly encouraged her. "Come on, you've got this." She looked at me, took a big breath, and with a few determined wobbles, she made it. We both beamed. It was one of those quiet, everyday milestones that feel absolutely magical. What I love most about stories like this is how they remind us that every baby moves in their own way, in their own time. There's no one size fits all. When it comes to pulling, to stand, or cruising, some babies seem to spring up overnight, while others take their time, testing the waters slowly, one little bounce or sidestep at a time. The key is not to rush it. Are you feeling unsure or overwhelmed as you navigate life as a new mum? Or maybe you've discovered a trick that's made your journey easier and you'd love to share it with others. I'd love to hear your questions, thoughts, or even those precious parenting wins you've had. Head over to mybabymassage.net/message and mybabymassage.net/message and leave me a quick voice message. It's as easy as chatting with a friend. I personally listen to every message, and yours could even be featured in an upcoming episode to help other mums just like you. So take a moment and share your story. You never know who you might inspire. As parents or caregivers, it's easy to feel pressure to encourage the next milestone. But what babies really need is base and support. Just like the little one I mentioned, sometimes a simple song, a playful game, or just sitting nearby and showing that you're there is enough to spark the confidence they need to try. I guess that's my swimming instructor background coming through. I've always been passionate about using rhythm, movement and song to support development in a way that feels natural and joyful. Adding music and rhythm into these moments makes a world of difference. Songs that repeat movement, that bounce or sway, or just gentle rhythm tapped out with your hands on the floor. It all gives your baby's brain and body a pattern to follow, and that pattern helps them feel safe as they explore new ways to move. So if your little one is pulling up on the furniture right now or wobbling the way along the couch, don't worry about how far they get. Just celebrate that moment, the one where they realize, I'm doing it, because it's in those moments that confidence begins to bloom. I remember another little one I cared for as a nanny. She had just started walking, and you could see how proud she was of herself. Even though she was still a little unsteady on her feet, there was this beautiful mix of determination and excitement at every step she took. She'd stand up, take 2 or 3 steps towards me, arms out wide like a little parachuter, and then boom, she'd plop down with a giggle. But what really stood out was how quickly she'd get back up again, over and over. She was ready to try, so eager to keep moving forward. So we turned it into a rhythm game. I started singing a little chant, something like step, step, stop, step, step, stop. That was our little rhythm. But honestly, it didn't matter exactly what I sang. The magic came from the repetition and the energy behind it. You can make up your own chant, hum a melody, or even just play with silly sounds. What matters most is that you're inviting your little one into the moment with you. It's not about getting the words right. It's about connection, encouragement, and helping them feel part of something fun. Sometimes we start by swaying together or singing a little tune while holding hands and walking around the room. Music made these moments feel playful and safe and gave her confidence to keep trying even when she wobbled. One day she made it across the entire room on her own. She beamed with pride, and so did I. I took lots of photos and a few videos to share with their parents when they came home, and they were just as thrilled as I was. It was such a special milestone to witness. Watching those first steps is always such a joy, whether it's with your own baby or, like in my case as a nanny, seeing it unfold through many little ones over the years. What always struck me is that balance doesn't happen in a straight line. It's more of a wobbly dance. And honestly, that wobble is wonderful. If you've been enjoying First Time Mums Chat and finding value in the insights and advice I share every fortnight, I'd love your support to keep the podcast going. Creating this content takes time, effort, and resources, and your contribution can make a big difference. If you'd like to support the show, you can buy me a virtual coffee. It's quick, easy, and every little bit helps me continue bringing you helpful and inspiring episodes. Just head to mybabymassage.net/donate, mybabymassage.net/donate, and thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. It's easy to think of walking as a big, dramatic milestone, but what's actually happening in those early steps is a whole lot of trial and error, giggles, plops, and wide-eyed surprise. It's not just about getting from A to B. It's about learning how to fall, how to steady, and how to try again. And when music and rhythm are part of that process, it becomes even more empowering. I find that rhythm helps babies organize their movements. They don't need a perfect beat or a nursery full of instruments. Just your voice, your claps, or even a soft sway of your body as you hold their hands. These simple, sensory, rich movements help them build both body confidence and emotional connection. And let's be real, sometimes the best part is when they stop mid-walk just to clap for themselves. That to me is what early learning should feel like: joyful, silly, and full of small celebrations. In our next episode, we'll be looking at the next part of this beautiful journey. What happens after these first steps? When babies are still finding the balance, learning to walk with support, holding your hand tightly, or not wanting to hold it at all. We'll explore how movement and music can support coordination, confidence, and connection through this exciting and sometimes nerve-wracking phase. Think more songs with repetition, playful walking games, and tips for helping your little one feel more sure on their feet. If your baby is on the move or just finding the rhythm with a bit of support, this next one is for you. Thanks for joining me for this episode of First Time Mums Chat. I hope it's given you some inspiration and reassurance as your little one begins exploring the exciting world of pulling up, cruising and balancing on those tiny feet. Remember, there's no rush to get to the next milestone. Your baby's wobbles, pauses and bursts of movement are all part of the beautiful learning process. And by simply being present, playful and bringing a little rhythm into those moments, you're offering exactly what they need. And don't worry if things don't look perfect or match up with what other babies are doing. Every step, every tumble, every bounce in your arms to music, it all counts. It's in these small magical moments that confidence begins to bloom. If today's episode has sparked something for you, I'd love it if you could take a moment to rate and review the podcast on your favourite app. It really helps other mums find support during these early months. And if you'd like to share your own stories, songs or questions, come and connect with me over on Instagram at First Time Mums Chat. I love hearing from you and learning what's working in your world.
Hey mums, does your little one struggle with sleep? Are teething pains making them and you restless? I know how exhausting those sleepless nights can be. That's why I've created the Baby Massage Quick Start Guide, a simple 5-minute routine designed to soothe fussiness, relieve teething, discomfort, and help your baby sleep better. These easy-to-follow massage techniques fit right into your daily routine and help calm your baby fast. Get your free copy now at mybabymassage.net/massage. That's mybabymassage.net/massage. Let's bring peaceful nights and happy days to you and your baby.
In the next episode, we're stepping into one of the most exciting and sometimes nerve-wracking stages, your baby's first steps. I'll be talking about how to support your little one as they begin to build confidence and balance, how to know when to hold on and when to let go, and how rhythm and repetition can transform unsure steps into confident movement. I'll also share another personal story that always makes me smile, where a simple song helped a little girl walk without even realizing she'd let go of my hand. So if your baby's already on the move or just starting to find a rhythm, with a little help, this next episode is definitely for you. Until then, keep moving, keep playing, and keep growing together.